Why am I blank? There we are. Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV Live. I'm your host, Peter Lee. With me today, as always, over at the command center is that guy that makes all this possible. It's my husband, Phil Gortimer.
And from the basement studios and bar, Belgium Manor in southern New Jersey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. It is about 72 in South Jersey today, and just a little bit humid.
And we also have a studio audience and a special guest star today, and that is our son and his wife and our granddaughter are all here, and Kevin is our grill master, of course, so he's going to be doing some grilling today that you'll get to see on camera with the grill cam. So we're starting out with the Lagarita.
And the Lagarita is basically a modified margarita, but then finished with beer. So 2 ounces of tequila, 1 of Contru, 1 of fresh lime juice, a tablespoon of agave, or if you don't have it, simple syrup, and then 4 ounces of a light Mexican beer. I don't have Corona, so we're going to use Land Shark. It's very similar.
I'm sure there's some beer aficionado out there that will say, no, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'll just do my best to divide this between these 3 glasses.
And then a little stir, and then it's drinky time.
All right.
So we don't have a couch cam. You can't see them because it's outside on grill cam duty.
And I'm blocked, dear. Thank you. All right, little stir. All right, let's give it a taste.
Yes, I will get your drink.
Get your drink for your wife. There you go. All right. Clink.
Ooh, big belly today.
Meh.
Not bad. It's different. Good.
I prefer a highball.
Needs jalapeno tequila. Thank you, girlfriend.
It's interesting. If you like margaritas. All right, so Philip, do you have any PSAs, announcements?
No, but we'll talk about stuff at our usual 4 o'clock small channel hour.
All right, so then look, here come the notes. Let's get started.
All right, let's see who's in, saying hello. And we've got Richard in North Jersey.
Yay, Richard.
And Janet just mentioned that she's on the way to a wedding. And it's great because we're seeing Janet in a lot of the other live streams on the other channels.
Yeah.
And we've got Kayla and Paul here.
Excellent.
And Doug and Arnie.
Hi, guys.
R.A.
Hey, Rob.
And Ben is in.
Yay. Hey, Ben.
Doug and Arnie are saying hi to Kevin.
Oh, we've talked all about you guys to Doug and Arnie.
So you're telling me I shouldn't screw this up today?
No
Yeah,
pressure.
don't screw it up.
It is our dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I would I would prefer a highball.
I did not picture Ben as a margarita person.
Oh, not okay. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I like margaritas once in a while. I have to be in the mood for tequila. Oh, hey,
First
Hank.
Hank's in, and it's 72.
Nice. It's like 70 something.
72 here.
Yeah. All right. So it's all about cooking with beer today. So let's have a few moments, as we usually do, and talk about what is beer. So, of course, beer is an alcoholic beverage. Duh. It was produced by brewing and fermentation of starches from cereal grain, most commonly malted barley, although wheat, corn, rice, and oats are also used. Fun fact. Okay, I heard beer was invented by women, and you know what? I have notes on that, because this is what made this get started. So, Plato once said that the man who invented beer must have been a wise one, but he was wrong. It wasn't a man, it was women who created beer. Wise, ingenious, and with an intuition that would forever change the course of human history. Over 7,000 years ago, in fertile Mesopotamia, a group of women accidentally discovered that cereal grains mixed with water and left out in the sun didn't just become edible, but fermented, turning into a thick, nutritious, and intoxicating liquid. It goes on, but you get the idea. So the oldest prepared alcohol beverages is beer, they believe. And the earliest archaeological evidence of fermentation consists of 13,000-year-old residues of a beer with the consistency of gruel. Oof. Not the type of beer I would like. So those are some little fun facts, and there's more. It goes way in more and more. But we have a lot to cover today.
So let's talk about what we're cooking today first.
Today, thank you, my son and my
wife will drink it.
thank you. That's lovely. That's much better. So we're gonna be making beer can chicken. We're actually gonna cook 3 things today. But the beer can chicken is the come over.
The blank canvas of American barbecue.
Yes, the most important thing. So, with his impeccably clean hands.
Wow. I put that on a little tighter than I thought for transport.
See that? All right, so you want to talk about what we have here.
Hey, Kevin, can you take your hat off? Because when you look down, we can't see it. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
I had a cattle find
That's
it.
all right. So, we have, this is what, about 5 pounds, 7 pounds, I think. It's basically
6-7-ish pounds.
Yeah, it's basically an oven stuffer roaster.
Yeah, you could go smaller, you can go bigger. It's the right size. And best tool for it. Little beer can chicken stand.
And actually, I use these without the beer can because a lot of times if you cook a chicken standing up in the oven, it gets golden crispy all around.
Yep. So you can do this with any beer you want. I personally wouldn't do this with a lighter beer. I'd go something a little medium colored or an IPA, nice and hoppy, because all those aromas is what's going to cook into your chicken. But you don't need a full can. Roughly 3/4 or so, which is great because, well, you're cooking. You get a drink or you have a drink.
Thank you. This is why I keep them on the payroll.
Sits right in there.
Now, what have you done to this chicken already?
Pulled out, pat dry, cleaned up, and then I loosened up a couple of areas of the skin for my extra butter.
Making a violated chicken, yes.
Hey,
yes,
you know
guys.
what? There's nothing more American than a chicken with
yes, but
can of beer up his
there's
butt.
a 7-year-old here, and this is a family show. So we
She's
won't
our
have the
worst.
conversation that we had earlier when it was just us here.
Yes, we won't have that. I find it easier to go ahead and get it prepped and do everything with it vertical.
Now, how often do you make this?
Normally, quite a bit. Last year, not so much because it was, hotter than the surface
Okay,
of the
what's
sun.
quite a bit? Pick a number.
3 to 5 over the course of a summer, starting Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, easy.
All right, so-
And actually, for 4th of July at her parents' house, to feed 9 or 12 people, we'll do 2 of these.
Okay.
So, set it on the grill, just loosen the skin at the top a little bit. That'll come in handy later. Stick of butter. Give it a quick little rub. You could use oil. I like butter. Who doesn't love butter?
That's awesome.
I have many questions.
Their sister, Sherry. Ben's sister.
Then,
ETV Live is a family affair.
Yeah.
just cut a couple slices for further violating of the chicken. For that, I have a little blend, little brown sugar, paprika, little chipotle, not too much because it is needing to be child friendly. Salt, garlic.
This is your own concoction that you've tweaked?
Modified. It
Right.
did start as a recipe, and then we've
Right.
modified it.
So, excuse me.
Sorry.
Again, impeccably clean hands. You could not do this if you weren't willing to touch your food. And if you want to wear gloves, you can wear gloves, but then don't touch anything else because you're going to cross-contaminate even with gloves.
Yep. And this is a process, which is why I do recommend doing this over a tray
pan,
like this. It's just so much easier.
That's very smart.
Yeah, and you know, the areas where you loosen the skin, stick a little seasoning in there. You're gonna end up sticking some butter in there later, but why not? Throw some seasoning in.
So you brought this book here. Where are we? Here we go, dear.
Sorry.
Cooking with Beer. And you said that this is where you got the original recipe.
oh,
here it is. I
yeah.
went to it. Chipotle spice rubbed beer can chicken.
The first time that I made a beer can chicken, it was that recipe, and then we've tweaked it a little bit since then, and then just toned back the heat with the Chipotle if we have to make it more family friendly, or I found just to cut down on the sweetness a little bit, less brown sugar.
Okay.
But the brown sugar caramelizes and does make it really, really nice and smoky. If you're not going to do this in a smoker, you can do it in a grill, in a smoker, do it on a grill with a smoke box.
Did you do it in the oven?
I've never tried it, but I don't see why not. I mean, on the grill, you are essentially roasting it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to grill this over medium indirect heat. Remember earlier when I said loosen the skin? Here's where you get to violate your chicken. A couple small pieces of butter. Pack it down in there. Going to help you brown a little bit, your skin brown a little more, but it's also going to give you a little extra moisture.
And I would imagine when you rubbed the skin with the butter, that's also helping that rub stick to it.
Yep. You could do it with oil.
Appreciate flavoring between the skin and the meat. I rarely eat the skin, so the spices rubbed directly on the meat is great for me. Oh, yeah.
How dare you? Skin is like potato chips.
Each to his own, Kevin.
All right, fair enough.
So this book is fun, and I'm just paging through it, and it's fun because everything has a picture, and then appetizers and
Everything in there is
suppers
a great
and
base, although
grilled.
I want to try the beer cheese biscuits. We haven't done that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nice and seasoned all the way around. Let me wash my hands really quick, and we'll send this to the grill. Medium indirect heat, a bird this size, probably about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half.
And what temperature are you trying to get in the grill?
Typically, I shoot for around 380 or so. You could go a little higher, but I would not go any higher than 400.
You go wash your chickeny hands.
Because the higher you go, I'm walking away from the mic, so
Yes, you
you'll
are.
end up starting to burn the skin before it cooks.
Okay, yeah, we wouldn't want that. So low and slow. So this smells incredible. You can smell the chipotle and the paprika and the tequila. Someone says American beer isn't real beer, especially the light beer. Probably from someone from Germany. I've heard that before. I tend to agree with it.
I think
why
my
I drink
grandfather
whiskey.
said that too.
Yeah. And see, what I love is when there's a studio audience here. In the middle of this, I can just say, "Oh, I would like a blah blah blah, a highball, a martini," and like
And
it just
somebody
appears. Someone like, got you covered. All right, so you're going to go grill this. All right,
Follow me with that.
please. All right, off you go. Doug always seasons between the skin and the flesh. Yeah, you should.
Once he gets up there, we'll show you grill cam.
Yeah.
I think I'll do a split so you can still talk about it.
Okay. So we have lots of cooking to do still today.
But let's do a couple of the emails.
All right. I don't usually drink beer, but I may have to give one of those craft beers a try. Yeah, I like the craft beers.
We have a off camera here. You can't see it, but we've got a big metal
We'll get
container
there. Yeah,
with
'cause
about
I'm
12
going to show
different
you
craft
some
beers.
types of beers.
All right, let's see where he is up there. Yes, grill cam is coming.
Grill can.
Could be the new hashtag of the channel. All right, let's see.
And it was supposed to rain today. I'm so glad it didn't.
And
There's-
retirement's in. There he
Retirement,
is.
guys.
So,
There's one that we started cooking earlier because it will take an hour or so. Awesome. So, dear, what temperature was he shooting for with the probe?
160.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's
then-
going to rest and go all the way up to
Right.
about 180.
So he's going to bring that down. It's going to sit off camera and rest, and a little bit we'll give a little taste. All right, can I do some more cooking while he does that? Or do you want to keep watching? Arnie and Doug will need to set up a grill cam for cooking this season.
We'll switch
Yeah.
back to him when he pulls that one off and put. Oh, wait a minute. Let me switch back here. He's already.
He's checking it. Okay, this should be funny watching him. He was like, all I need. All right, come on, Kev. Come on, Kev. You can do it. I'm glad he doesn't have a mic on because I think there's probably going to be some bad words being said. You almost got it? It's like watching sports.
Sports ball.
Yeah. There, he got it. So would that be like a field hockey touchdown thingy? All right, so let me do some cooking. I'm going to start with something easy.
Hold on.
Super.
There's
Okay,
the new one
there's the
going
new one
on.
on. Yep.
And Suzanne's in.
Oh, hi, Suzanne.
All right.
All right. We're going to start by making blue cheese and beer dip. Yeah, blue cheese and beer dip. And that's all it is. So I have a nice hunk of blue cheese here, one of my favorites. You want a nice creamy blue cheese and you want to let it sit out and get to room temperature and get soft because it'll mix up together. I honestly couldn't tell you how much this is because I wasn't paying attention when I bought it.
I think it's about a 9-ounce block.
Yeah, could be. I just went, oh, that one looks good, and that's my favorite. And I'm just going to crumble this up with my impeccably clean hands. You could, if you really want it, you could do it in a food processor, but I'm going to use my stick blender. I find it just as easy.
I think it's a better texture. I think the food processor just kind of rips it.
Well, it depends on how smooth you like it, and we like it with a little texture still, with a few little chunks. All right,
Blue cheese should be chunky.
Wipe down my little hands. Now, I'm not going to use this entire bottle of beer. I'm just going to start with a little bit. Maybe that much, because it's very easy, and you can always add more, but you can't take it out. And I've made that mistake where I've had to like run out and get more blue cheese and then play that game. All right, so we're gonna be a little noisy. Let's see what happens.
And we'll see it. Yep, he's got right up to temperature on grill can.
Oh, good. And look at this color. I'm gonna add just a splash more.
This
that
is
much.
one of his favorite
Yes.
inexpensive items.
All right.
Now it's tasty.
Can you
It is.
answer this for Ben? Because I will.
Blue
if
cheese
you-
is definitely acquired taste. I'm not a fan, but Sherry does. Yeah, blue cheese is it's strong, but there are so many types out there, and not all blue cheeses are equal. Some of them are much milder. Some of them don't have that funky taste from the blueness, and they're not all blue. Sometimes they're green.
There's over 150 varieties of blue cheese.
Yep.
And don't get stuck on the word blue cheese because you'll hear gorgonzola, which is a form of blue. There's Maytag blues. So if you can find a good cheese shop, go let them.
And talk to the cheesemonger.
Talk to the cheesemonger. We have a really good one in Hamilton where I work, Bagliani's. But there's also a lot of creamy blue cheeses that have wine in them and all sorts of things. So it doesn't have to be sour, and it doesn't have to be hard tasting.
Now I have another one I did earlier. How would you serve this? Guess what? In a bread bowl. And would you, Kevin, grab me that container of pretzel rods? So, how do you make a bread roll? Bread bowl. Nice sharp knife. Thank you. And just do this. Doesn't have to be perfect. What?
Look,
Maytag blues, I'm picturing sky blue appliances. Well, why not? All
he
right,
would have all purple appliances and
If I
make me
could.
paint them if they allowed it.
if I could. Actually, I'm going to leave that in because there's not much as much here. So I'm going to cut this up or tear it up to dip it. But here's what I want. Yeah, we're using every dish today. So it's really great to make this ahead of time and put it in the fridge.
I thought you already made one ahead of time.
I did, dear. I'm going to add to it.
Okay.
Fear not. Fear not. Daddy's got this. There we go. And serve it on a pretty platter.
Lots of other cut up bread.
Like that. Just like that. If you make it ahead of time and you like it really thick, you know, you just want to use less beer and more cheese. And then you can just rustically, messily, artistically.
That's part about pretzels.
Exactly. You just rip it up. Or what I find too is really good with this. Oh yeah, yeah, some good sourdough. I like also these pretzel rods. Or if you had soft pretzels like we get here in Philadelphia, that would be even better.
Good movie food.
Yeah. Yep. And if you make this day before, that blue color or green color, whatever. Thanks, Nick. It is good. And it's so simple. That color will just come through and you have this really great. Now, the best part about this is going to soak into this bread. So tomorrow, you can just sit and eat the bread.
Suzanne has a question.
Sure. Can it be heated? I don't see why not. I never have. But I guess you could. Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Hold, please. As I hobble over.
Yeah.
I had to clutch this yesterday and fell down the garage stairs. So.
Which is 2 stairs. But he managed to twist his knee and...
Yeah, that is good.
And you can change it. Depends on what beer you use. Depends on what
Hold
blue
on.
cheese you use.
I'm going to deliver to Mackenzie.
Okay, why don't you take that with you? Thank you, Kevin. All right.
Did you see what's on the bottom?
Oh, good. All right. All right, I'm going to clear the decks. And it's just about 4 o'clock, dear. It's about your time.
No, you keep going.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we make a shandy?
Okay.
So, I was born in England and lived there till I was about 5, and went back every year. And my grandparents loved their times in pubs. In England, shandy is very popular, and at least when I was growing up, pubs could serve shandy if you were over 12 years old. What is shandy? It's basically beer and lemonade in a 50-50 mix. And you could experiment with the pub's famous beer, and you could drink it, which is kind of weird, though, because I didn't drink most alcohol as an adult till I was in my late 30s.
All right. I've got some lemonade here. Well, using the term loosely because it's from a mix.
It's
But
country time.
it tastes like lemonade, I guess.
And we can show off all these beers we got.
What kind of beer should
Well,
I
why don't you show all the different
right.
varieties we got?
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Where soft pretzels from Philly are the best pretzels I've had to date. It was on a street cart in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The Philadelphia Pretzel Factory, every morning at 4 in the morning, makes 30,000 pretzels.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And all of the cart vendors come pick them up. And they also send a lot of the schools in South Jersey have them.
So we might have gone a little crazy at the liquor store yesterday buying beer because it's supposed to be cooking about beer, not selling beer, but that's okay. So we got a whole bunch. There's a brand called Spellbound, and we got a variety pack. And there's an IPA called Hypnotic Hops. What I'm looking forward to is mesmerizing porter. Triple charmed cherry triple. Cherry beer. Then there's one, Cape Nade Brewing Company. Belgian style ale, the Devil's Reach.
That one's actually a very
Real
good one.
good.
Is it good?
That one's a very good one.
I had to get this one for the label. Here, kitty kitty. And then this is another one, because I really like dark beers. And I don't even know what this is called. It's from Evil Twin Brewing in New York City, but it's a stout in this little bitty can, and I can't wait to try it. This little can was like $8. So it wasn't cheap. And then we have, some Yinglings, some Guinness here. There's two types of Guinness in the can. This is a draft stout or draught stout, and this has a nitrogen
There's a
capsule in
nitrogen
it.
cartridge in there. Yep.
Yeah, and then of course there's the extra stout in the bottle, which I prefer of the two of them.
I never cook with stouts. I usually do a good medium body lager like Yingling or Sam Adams Boston Lager, or a good hoppy IPA.
All right. We have lots of microbreweries in the Bay Area. There's no shortage of good beer. Yeah, we have popping up all over.
Because there's multiple universities, large universities down here, and the universities love to open up breweries, or brewers like to open up right next to them. We have about 150 craft breweries just in southern New Jersey alone.
All right, so Shandy, we'll go about halfway up. And I'll just use the other land shark that's here.
Nah, that's too light. How about...
The Yingling? It's a little darker.
Yeah, use Yingling. That should work.
I will not let you do the Guinness.
I was going to say either the Yingling or one of the IPAs.
All right, so this is a Shandy, and it looks revolting.
It's actually a great way to try... It's a great way to try a beer or the different flavors of a beer without getting into it. Again,
do I need to stir that or anything?
Yeah, it needs to be stirred just a little bit. But Shandy was served in pubs, and kids 12 years old and older could drink it.
I mean, heck, that's how Leinenkugels got so famous.
All right. Well, Guinness makes a great Irish stew. Yes, it does, Hank. Absolutely it does. I could not figure out how to do that today, and we really wanted to do beer can chicken, so...
Any stout would be great for a stew or something like that.
Stop that. All right. Ugh. All right, go away. I need to cook my little hot dog.
That's not bad. It's actually quite refreshing.
I like beers. I like really dark beers, porters, stouts, because they can be chocolatey and complex. They can taste like coffee or wood smoke. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. But unfortunately,
I was never one for Shandy, so I'm a horrible depiction for that.
Unfortunately, beer does not like me, and if I drink too much of it, I have little gout issues, as we discovered once.
All right. Why don't you go check on the chickies, see where we are?
Yes, please.
We got one resting.
Yes, but it can rest. We still have a half hour to go. It looks like really dark pea. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, dog. All right, so I'm just heating up some little hot dogs here. I'm not the creative beer guy. Bud is fine with me. Well, you know, why not?
Oh, I didn't even know this was in the queue.
Shandy was my introduction to beer. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what you always told me. That's, you know, hey, let's get our kids hooked on alcohol early. But anyway, we're going to make a sauce for these. That I found in one of my magazines that just showed up this week. So this is going to be, once these heat up a little bit, I'm going to make a pimento beer cheese bechamel. So you could use beer for just about anything. I have not tried this recipe before, so here we go. Phil hates it when I do that.
So let me, while you're cooking that. So normally at this time, we would do a small channel introduction. Today, we are going to do that, sort of. Let's see how this goes. And today's small channel is us. As I mentioned last week, I broke our web page to bits, so it was an excuse to completely rebuild it. And let's see here, you can get to it at letscelebrate.tv. And where the old site used to be just videos, we've decided that it needs to be a little bit about Let's Celebrate and about us. So we've started out with a good picture and the introductory video that we use. When you scroll down, yes, there will be ads occasionally. We have to pay for this somehow. We've got a carousel of the last 10 episodes and live streams, and you can at any point just click it and go right to it. It will show it to you. The website is really fast. It will give you can actually watch the video, and then everyone always asks for a printed recipe. And here is the printed recipe right from the YouTube description. While you're there, take a second, sign up for the newsletter. We send the newsletter out twice a week. It's usually on Wednesday, and then on Sunday around noon, we send a reminder of what the live stream is. But one of the greatest features that we've added here is a search. So we have all of these categories. So we can say, I want to see all the side dishes, and we have a lot of side dishes that we've done. And it will step you through every one of them. It will tell you when we created it. Maybe I want something that's not in one of these categories. I want a chicken dish. We can come up to search. We can say chicken, wait a few seconds, and it will go ahead and pull them all up. You can scroll here, or if you press enter, it will take you to all the videos where chicken is in the description or it is part of the recipe. Ooh, there's chicken meatballs. There's pear and apple chicken salad. Yes, I've got duplicates. I'm still working on that. So yeah, 4 pages worth. So you can do a search. Maybe I want, something with beef for tonight's dinner. And you just hit beef, press enter, and there we go. Ooh, beef Wellingtons. So, now, the other side of that is I've sent an email out to all the small channels that we have featured and that we will continue featuring starting next week, asking them to please send me their current video or their live stream, and we're going to create a new segment called What's Happening with Our Friends. I'm right in the middle of designing the video and the introduction for it, so I'll show a couple today, but hopefully by next week we'll have 10 or 12 coming in, and all the channels and the people that are here can just let you know what's going on with them, and hopefully between us featuring them years ago and now, it's going to help. And I know, like I said, our one shining success, she's back in here as retirement. When we met her a year and a half ago, she was 2,000 subscribers. She's now 8,000. So it does work, and thank you all. Back to you.
Yay, back to me. All right, so we're going to make a pimento beer cheese bechamel. Now, what's a bechamel sauce? That's one of the mother sauces. We did a whole series on the mother sauces. You can find them on the website. You can find them on YouTube. And bechamel is one of them. It's one of the easier ones to do. Medium-ish, lowish heat. This is extra hot burner, so I've got it pretty low. I'm going to start off with some butter, a couple tablespoons. And let that get melting.
All right, so I'm not alone. All right, so you want to know a true story? People always ask me, what in life made you drink beer at 35?
And
Now,
it was not meeting me.
Kevin is behind me, so he'll be able to verify this. I was a flight instructor on weekends socially, and
Well, professionally.
Professionally, I get paid. I have a commercial pilot's license and a flight instructor. And though there's no drinking and flying, there are lots of celebrations of students' first solos or their first cross country or getting their license. So many airport flight schools, once the airplanes are all packed away, would be having an outdoor barbecue celebrating something.
Hold that thought. My butter's melted. I'm going to add, this was 2 tablespoons, I'm going to add the same amount of flour to form a roux. We're going to whisk this in. And a roux is a base of so many sauces and gravies and things. Stews, gumbos. If I recall, there are over 70 craft breweries in lower downtown Denver. Oh, that's interesting.
Thanks, guys. And I actually whipped that together in about 3 days. I'm still perfecting it. It is mobile friendly. If you watch it on your phone, you won't have any issues. It'll reframe correctly, and the search works perfectly in...
Okay. Back to me, please.
I am back
This
to
is
you.
going fast. I'm going to add a
All
little
right,
mustard.
Hank likes the search feature.
Oh, great. I'm going to add some mustard. Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon. And the old website had a search. This one seems to be better, though. A lot
This
faster.
one's a lot better, yeah. Our old site really was... It was just a repeat of YouTube.
Okay. Cup of milk. 8 ounces. However many mils it is. I don't know. 6,000.
240 mils.
Yeah. Oops. But pour it in the pan and not on the counter like I just did. So we're going to put that in.
Hey,
Whiskey,
you know
whiskey.
what? Send me a cocktail. We can do that. Actually, we can. What'd be better is I'll teach you how to do it. All right. Well, while you're looking down, we got a question.
No, because I got a...
What's your favorite beer?
My favorite beer is anything dark, like a stout or a porter. Guinness is always one of my go-tos. But I also like, what's the red? Killian's Red.
Killian's Red.
Or a couple of the other red beers because they're more complex. We need some of this. And it says a 1/4 cup. Okay. We'll do a 1/4 cup. Yummy. All right, we're going to bring this up to a simmer. Let it thicken a little bit.
How's our chickie doing out there?
Sure, still the chickie you want?
Well, let's go check. Because I just need to stir for a few minutes. And then, once this is done, we can taste this and we can taste the other chickie. We might go a couple minutes over.
That one's resting pretty good over there.
Yeah. But you won't mind if we go 5 or 6 minutes over.
All right.
Right.
Let's see. Chat's kind of quiet today. We
I'm
have
surprised.
totally self-serving. I see that there are 19 people on YouTube and 11 on Facebook.
Oh, wow, that many.
Take a minute and hit the like button. It really helps.
All right, let's turn this way down. This is thickening.
Ben says, my niece Megan
Helped me make a Béchamel for macaroni and cheese episode on my show almost 6 years ago. Yeah, and it's so simple. Okay, now we need blah, 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 blah. Okay, some cheese. Some sharp cheese, about 4 ounces. So about half this pack. This is just some mixture of sharp cheeses.
Oh, I missed it.
What did you
Looking
miss?
at you.
Oh,
Kevin
that's
was
okay,
out
dear.
there opening the grill and I missed it before I could get it on camera. Oh well.
That's okay, dear. I need the camera to be on me because they'll miss it.
It's
Now-
all about you.
Right now. And now I'm going to add some pimentos. Just one little 4-ounce jar. You probably should chop these up more, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to dump it all in.
Be nice and chunky on those little
Exactly.
doggies.
We like things rustic sometimes. Even though I do think that term gets overused when it's a lazy cook. But actually, these seem to be like
No,
dissolving
a lazy
bit.
cook is someone who uses bacon because they can't figure out a flavor or
Yeah,
something.
well, that's something else, dear. All right. I think our sauce is ready. Clean up my little mess.
Now, is that as thick as it gets, or will it get thicker?
I don't know, dear. I've never made it. I'm assuming it'll get thicker. It's pretty thick now because of all the cheese. Philip likes, he wants it to be like cement. Like gravies and sauces. No, it needs to be thicker. Yay, bacon! Yeah, but I agree. Sometimes people rely too much. Now, I'm going to give this a little taste because it says taste for seasoning. I want to try the craft beers, but there are so many to choose from, so I just end up with Bud. Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed. I usually text my son or my son-in-law, what should I get?
So, Kevin, talk about you and your treks to breweries with Craig.
Oh, if there's a new one, we gotta try it. And sit down, get a flight, get the variety of everything. Decide what you like, don't like, and guess what? There's an app for that. And either find your brewery or log your beer so you know what you like and don't like.
And we do that with wineries. We've done it with breweries. Okay.
I smell chicky.
All right, we'll taste the chicky next.
Yay.
But I want to taste this. So this is with Guinness. A nice stout. And it said, it's great to use on sausages. And the picture has, I didn't know what kind of sausage it was, so I got these little mini hot dogs. How can you go wrong with these? I mean, and my granddaughter's sitting over there, I love hot dogs. I want mini hot dogs.
Why don't you just pour that whole thing right into the dish?
Just chillax, Poppy. I got this.
And then we can just, fork it?
It's okay.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't have much flavor. I mean, it's okay.
Hold on.
It's nice and thick.
Let me hobble over.
Yeah. So, the new star of this new cooking show called Let Phil Celebrate TV.
There's quite a bit of cheese in it, but it lacks salt.
Didn't I just say?
Yeah.
It needs flavor, and I put a bunch of salt in
It
it.
needs salt and pepper.
So I could work with this.
Well,
Though
why don't you pour it in?
I'm going, dear, just go away. Jiminy Crickets, let me fit. So someone wrote in not too long ago, you're so mean to your partner. Like, no, this is our shtick. All right. I am going to do that because these are actually very salty.
Oh, here's one. We
What?
talked about bacon being the lazy
for a
cook.
lazy cook. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
All
you're saying, what would you add to pop flavor? You know what? Wouldn't a little bit of Crystal hot sauce?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
hot sauce
Crystal
is great
hot
for
sauce.
everything.
I
Let's
said
specify Crystal hot sauce. I mean, you could if you wanted it spicy. I would have it be more beer flavor, so I can play with this. So, kids.
Yeah, a little bit more of Ingenious or a slightly different stout would completely change your flavor
Yep.
flavor profile.
All
Kind
right.
of like I was saying with the beer can chicken. Different beer is gonna change it a little bit.
Correct. So,
I would love a
pick these.
plate.
Calm down. We've got big work to do. Because Kevin has to come over and
All right, well, while we're doing that, let me
Carve his
let's
chicky.
talk about
no, you're carving it.
some of the ones I got in. Oh, Hank had a good idea. How about mustard? More mustard.
Yeah, probably. And it did say a teaspoon, and I thought, that's kind of like, why bother?
So our
here we
friends
go.
Kelly and Paul over at Velveteen Kitchen. Glendor is back. I was watching it earlier.
Yeah, I was too.
And I had to laugh because she mentioned Jell-O. And Jell-O has been a recurring theme. We'll talk about it in a second. And our guys, our friends, Doug and Arnie, Ben and Sherry over at PTV Live. Tomorrow is doing a taste of Polynesia. We are going to be having a guest appearance on their show tomorrow because we're making a Jell-O concoction that they've sent to us.
Yeah. And it's terrifying, but it is surprisingly not disgusting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Surprisingly tasty. When we were reading the recipe, it was like, okay, I don't know about this, but then it was kind of yummy.
Yeah, my Premiere Pro is getting a workout because I'm designing the commercial that we're going to use to show off everyone's live streams and their new videos. Hopefully, all our small channels will start sending me stuff.
A little more beer, a little more hot sauce. That would actually be pretty good.
Yeah. All right, you can take over since you do it this way all the time. He's going to carve this vertically on this.
Remember that butter I stuffed in it? Nice caramelized, extra crispy. More importantly,
You just want to eat the skin.
I just want the skin. It's like a potato chip. It's delicious. And yes, very controversial. However, you can see all the juice that's in this.
That's why you let it rest.
Yeah. We let it rest, but as I cut it, it's still going to do it. So a lot of people are going to look at me like, why are you doing it on here? Doing it on here for a reason. Because as I cut into it, it's just going to keep going.
Well, you could let it rest a little longer,
Yes.
and then that would not happen quite as much. And if you did it on a board with a well like
Correct.
this has on the other side, okay, thank you.
Oh, come on. Skin's the best part. Or more importantly, the way I like to do it,
Yeah, this is hurting my soul, folks.
I know.
This is...
Because you can get just a nice, big, meaty cut, place it on a cutting board, and now you can slice it into strips. I have made many messes in my kitchen, as my wife will tell you, from overflowing the drip well on a cutting board, which is why I do it this way. Highly a horrible idea. But
Yeah, not exactly the safest, but that's okay.
at least I'm honest. But the skin tastes delicious, which means
And don't even cut that on my...
I'm just taking a small little strip right here. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
The extra butter we put in it just melts down and keeps you juicy. It also gives you a little buffer. If you forget about it a little bit and it overcooks, it's still juicy. Because it really is a set it and forget barbecue. Hour 15, hour and a half tops, and you get crispy, moist, delicious. Change your beer, change your seasoning.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't cut that one all the way through. Sorry, Dad.
Fine,
Here, have a wing.
I'll just take this whole thing.
Pig?
Wow. It's very good.
Yeah.
Wow, it's good.
Yeah. Now you see why we do it so much. And it's great because you could set this on the barbecue and go play a game with your kids. Go
I really
do whatever.
did take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't even get the whole brush off.
Yeah. But I like to do it that way because I can get it in stages and kind of do the stuff. And I just love the skin off of it.
So yeah, I would want to play with this seasonings on this.
Here you go, sweetie. I know you love the skin just like Daddy.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Good man.
Mackenzie likes the skin too. I just had to give her some.
Yeah.
But it's a blank canvas. Take your beer, take your seasoning mixture, and run with it. You know, what we did today was what started it for us with some modifications. But we've done a cilantro lime version. We've done, we did a Mediterranean one once.
And the other one is still in there.
Yeah, the other one's still in there.
All right, so somebody just texted me and asked me, how did we do grill cam? And it's actually relatively easy, but we have a 150-foot fiber optic cable. So there is a fiber optic cable going out of the studio, out the window, which you can't see off stage, outside to our deck to our spare camera. And then we have our spare camera can be run off a USB battery bank. So it's all being powered by a battery bank and then coming back down here with fiber optics. And frankly, it wasn't expensive. I think I paid like $70 for that cable. And we use it all the time.
And moving forward, we're going to do things like dining room cam and kitchen cam, and all. We're going to have cameras all over the house.
A grill series of recipes.
Well, he wants to do a tablescape episode. So we figured we'd put it up in the dining room and he can build the tablescape up there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or even just show one that I've already done. Okay, where are we in my notes? Because I took all the time to make these notes, and then we just kind of threw them out the window, changed the order of stuff.
Yeah, chicken's really good, Kevin. Good job.
Okay.
Yes, the skin is amazing.
I know.
So, there's so many different types of beer. As Kevin has said, you could change this. You could change any of these recipes. You could use an ale, a lager, a porter, a stout, really whatever you want. Though there are some things I probably wouldn't do, like I wouldn't make shandy with a porter or a good stout. He used to do a live stream on show on tasting beer like you did with wine. Well, yeah, and a lot of the microbreweries, they do that. They do flights. You can do a guided flight where they'll walk you through what each one is. And wineries have sommeliers, so do the breweries, and they will tell you all about the different brews that they make. It's kind of fascinating.
The only thing I've learned with cooking with beer and stuff like that, light beer is great on a hot day, but it just doesn't have anything to it. It really doesn't cook. You need something, hoppy or something aromatic to really get the flavor into whatever you're trying to make.
Yeah, guys, it is. It really does fall off the bone. Just like that. Yeah.
Kelly and Paul, email me. I can teach you how to do it. It's just not that hard. I am not the most creative person. When I need graphics made, Kevin makes them because that's what he does for a living. But I'm a pretty good aggregator. I know how to bring all those little pieces together.
I need a proper. Tablescapes make me think of selections of China. Yes, Richard, and I've got quite a collection myself. Maybe not as fancy as yours, but I'm getting there. So, it's going to be a good dinner tonight.
It's one of the reasons we make it so much. It's easy, but it's delicious.
Well,
It's going to upgrade the camera setup as well.
no. Well, see, here's the issue. Filming at camp is one thing. Live streaming camp is another. Part of the problem is it's a very active campground, and we live in the toppest, highest part of the campground. But it's also where the camp maintenance staff lives, which means there's gators and trucks and all that going around all the time. And our main road up there also is the direct line to the pool. So we get a lot of people and a lot of noise.
And they see the cameras like, hey, what are you doing? And
yeah. The other problem is really low tech. The best I can do at camp without taking down a ton of equipment here is like 2 cameras. So our commitment to doing one every week is we will leave our campground around 10 in the morning. It's about a 3-hour drive.
Earlier.
We'll get home by 2.
Way earlier.
Which gives us an hour and a half. But we will already have the show prepped and ready to go before we get
We
here.
may do them from up
We
there.
may
The
do
other
one.
challenge besides the noise is it does get hot, even though we're up the mountains. And even last summer, we did a couple live streams and we were just melting because it was, like the one day that, we're going to be 110 in the mountains today.
Yep.
All right, so we're coming up to the end. I'm not going to bore you with all these other beer stuff that I had
Let's
planned.
talk about what's up next.
What is up next? So our next live stream, Midnight Munchies Mayhem. What are you snacking on? So between now and next week, send us in to info@letscelebrate.tv or comment on our Facebook page. Send it to us. What's your midnight snack? You all do it. We all do. Everyone does it. I'm on a diet. I'm going to get in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and sneak out into the kitchen when no one's watching and whatever.
Somebody was watching that day we were dying.
Oh, yeah, it was. And that was not the first time we've had that happen. So Midnight Munchies. And I really have to think about this because there are so many things that Phil and I, do for Midnight Munchies. Some of it is just stupid. Now, we didn't do an episode this week. I had one of those weeks at work, where you just want to jump out a window. You just want to say, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. And like every night we're going to film. No, we're not. We're going to film. And he would come home and look at me and was like, oh, we're not filming. When your husband comes home and says to you, you look like shit. Yeah. So this week, However, I'm on vacation, so we're going to be knocking out some episodes this week. So we will have back to our regular schedule. So I've been promised you chicken piccata. I've been promising you all kinds of things. So we'll be doing that this week. And of course, tomorrow night, well, we're not filming tomorrow night because as Phil said, we're going to be on Pepper Tree Villa. So tune in to their live stream tomorrow night. What time, dear? I couldn't see it. It was hidden by our logo. 8 p.m.
8
Eastern.
p.m. on our time, 5 p.m. on the West Coast.
Oh my goodness, this is good.
Good job,
Cooking
Kevin.
with beer. Yeah, great job, Kevin. So, we have a lot coming up. Cocktails, main dishes, and maybe a dessert. In fact, I came across a recipe today that I'm going to try this week if I can find one crucial ingredient. And it is a malted chocolate and stout layer cake from Taste of Home. I just Googled cooking with beer recipes because I wanted some more ideas, and they had like, here's 86 recipes, and I went,
The baking with beer is what intrigues me.
right.
And Emily and I have talked about it, but we've just never done it.
All right, Kevin, come over here. Let's all open up a beer and let's see what we got. You want the stout?
That's the porter.
I'm going to try the Hypnotic Hops IPA.
Right. The little can gets saved for,
Don't worry.
yeah.
Just
Should
because
I-
I do
Well,
love
Yes, I would love a glass.
Let's
Thank you.
do it in a glass. Let's be actual, like, real
Oh my
people.
goodness, this looks glorious.
All right, so we got
It
that
looks,
one. Is that?
oh, it looks rich and thick. And,
What are you? Are you doing the
I
devil?
I took the Cape May Devil's Reach. I have a soft spot for Cape May because that's where Emily and I got married, and we love almost all the beers from that brewery.
All right,
Mesmerizing porter. All right.
taste time.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.
Very good. Cape May also has a lot of good beers that we like to cook with, actually. They're
Wow.
double
Oh my
IPA.
stars and garters.
I know you don't like IPAs, but you might like that one.
Spellbound, I've never had a bad
You will
beer
not
from
like
Spellbound.
this. I'm not even going to waste it on you. Because you're going to, oh, it's bitter. Oh,
Try that.
It's-
I know you're not an
it's,
IPA
it's
person.
coffee, it's chocolate, it's
That's your favorite.
rich and complex. And my palate is still like, wait, there's another flavor coming. Here's another one. Here's another one. Oh my goodness, that's good.
Okay.
Not so much.
The other thing you can try is it's going to sound backwards, but double IPAs. If you don't like an IPA, go try a double IPA first. It is higher alcohol content, but the hops are more tame.
Let me try
Try
that,
that.
please. Is this also? What
It's
is
a
this?
Belgian. It's a Belgian style ale.
Oh.
So
I'm not sure. But
that's
I like
a little
these.
more muted than Blue Moon, but not quite as much as like a Vienna lager.
It's sweet. I could drink that.
But
That
it's
has
not,
no
it's
wait.
Not extra sweet.
No.
Little
That
citrusy.
Yeah, but it's like peaches or apricots or something too. I kind of like it.
I would love.
I want a beer.
I would love to see what Kelly and Paul could do
For the
with
beer
their
tasting?
cocktails
Yeah.
and a little bit of beer.
Uh huh.
Actually, Kelly, one of the ones that showed up a lot was combinations of beer and Aperol, sort of like a Negroni mix.
Ew,
Yeah.
that scares me.
Oh, I love a good Negroni.
Figure out.
That's very interesting. So I think we are come to the end now. We've tasted some beers. I guess this means we're not having real cocktails tonight. Sad. Sad.
What? You not feeling well? The bar is right there.
You're gonna let me have a cocktail after drinking all of this?
You're not going to work tomorrow.
Kevin is. Yeah, you're not going to work
Well,
tomorrow.
yeah.
You're the only one that doesn't have to go to work tomorrow.
Well, me and Kenzie. Kenzie has to go
Kevin's
to
here.
school.
He can make the cocktails while we shut
Okay.
all this stuff down.
Very good. I think Kelly and Paul would want us to have cocktails. So would the Pepper Tree Villa family. All right, so let's wrap this up, dear. So thank you all for joining us today. We're always so happy that you're here. And thank you. Here's to all of our people listed here.
And we got Hank and Lori, Brad and Brian, Carol, Joe and Peggy, Robin, Megan, Gary, Kevin, Hal, Jean, Wilma, Randy, ARH Associates, Rode Microphone, and our corporate sponsor, B&H Photos.
And of course-
everyone here that was in chat today.
And of course, our family here, our studio audience, our daughter-in-law, and our granddaughter, too. So
You can go
thank